Hi everyone, this is Crispy1001 at kpcoastal.com. This is our 23rd video on how to use Blender and the Blender2FSX add-on to make models for Flight Simulator 10. In this video we're going to be going over mouse Rects. We're going to be making a master battery switch and also the throttle. We're going to animate them and apply the rec to them. I have found out why I was having such an issue using 2D instrument panels or 2D instrument poly and the mouse Rects. Captain X at FS Developer showed me that because I did not apply any textures to my model at that point, I was only using simple materials, there were too many draw calls for FSX. So it was slowing down the CPU so much that it didn't have time to go and do anything with the mouse Rects. So make sure that when you're getting to the point to start doing your animation for your controls for like throttle, any type of switch that you're going to be using a mouse Rect on, make sure you apply some textures to everything in your model so you don't have the same problem, because it took me a long time trying to figure out what was going on. I even completely reformatted my system, reinstalled all my software, and I still had the same problem until Captain X showed me what was going on. So let's get going. Let's start Blender. We're going to be using the cockpit to the Jadel aircraft model that I'm making for Flight Simulator for freeware. We're going to be making the master battery switch, and we're going to be doing the throttle. We will start with the master battery switch. So you would go ahead and animate this. I'm not going to be doing much in modeling on the rest of the series of the Blender2FSX add-on tutorials, because most everybody out there is going to be using, they basically know how to do the modeling. So we're just going to really start dealing just with Blender2FSX add-on itself. So let's get into this. So how I have this set up, we'll go to wireframe mode and we'll zoom in. You can hit on the number pad, hit the period, and it'll zoom in on that item. And if you rotate a little bit, you can see that I have the origin of the device at the very center point of the switch. So it will rotate, when we do a rotate for this switch, on that pivot point. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to make sure just to click on the base of the button and the button itself. I'm holding down the shift and clicking to do that. I'm going to hit the slash on the numeric pad to put it all by itself. So now you only see that object. We're going to do a left orthographic view. Zoom in on it. Make sure you highlight or select only the part that's going to be animated of the button. We're going to rotate that down. Oh, let's first make sure we set up our animations. So we want to make sure we start at a 0. And for most of these animations, for now, let's just go ahead and set it to 100 for the end. Make sure that you're at 0 starting position. Okay, so we need to rotate this button down to be in an off position. So we're going to hit R for rotate. We're going to be rotating on the x-axis. And we're going to just pull it down to where we like it. And I'm going to put it about right there. hit enter. Okay, so that's the position that we're going to be starting at. Let's go ahead and make sure that we hit on our Blender2FSX tab. Make sure that you have your friendly name set up for your model, which I know you probably already have if you've already started a plane or a model of some type. Make sure you have your guide generated, and let's initialize the tool set. And I have learned that it is the safest thing to do every time you open your model to hit this initialize tool set button, especially when you're going to start doing anything with the attach point tool, because that has to do directly with your model def file, and if you do not load that each time, it does not update that file. So make sure you initialize your tool set. So we have us in our position we want to start at. We need to set a keyframe for that zero animation position. So let's hit I, and we are going to do a rotate keyframe. So hit R for rotate. Also remember that after you did all your modeling, make sure that your scale is all to a default X1, Y1, Z1. If not, your animations will be distorted and your mouse Rects will act kind of weird as well. So now we have our starting position. Oops, what do I have that one there for? Hold on. Oh, I need to delete that one. That wasn't cool. Sorry about that. I just have to do something real fast. Let's go back to 0. I forgot to delete one of my animation points I already had for this item. Okay, so we have just set a new position for that, for the position we have it, a new keyframe. We're going to go to the FSX animation tool. We're going to open it up. Because this is a switch, the easiest way to find all switches is to click on the positive show filtering options, type in switch, and hit enter. And you see all the switches come up. Now I know that this one is called switch master battery, but if you did not know what it was, you would scroll through it. So they just scroll down so you can see what I mean. So it'd be scrolling down, and there it is, switch master battery. Click on it. You can see we have nothing over here right now. So we want to hit assign, and it should update. Now we have switch master battery as our animation tag, a length of 0 to 50. But at this point we have no attach point tagged to this item. Now this will be where we put our mouse rect to. We won't do that yet. We'll wait until we get our animation done, then we'll go back and do our mouse rect. Okay, so now we know that 0 to 50 is our animation length. So we want to take a halfway point. We'll do 25 and move this button to halfway on the movement of the button. So let's go down and let's go click right here on your animation location, or the location at that point that the animation's in. We want to hit 25 and enter. We then want to rotate our button again. So we're going to hit R, the X button, rotate it up, and to get a finer or a more fine movement, hold down the shift key and move the rotation. We're going to do it to a neutral position and hit enter. Hit the I key, and we want to add another rotation keyframe. Now we're going to move ourselves to our ending, which is 50. Also, I should show you something else I've learned. As you can see right now that we are on 25, which we have a keyframe already set for that location. You can see up here in the rotation how it's yellow. Now when we move this to 50, you can see it changes to green. This shows that for this object we have some keyframes for this animation, but at this point, this location in our animation, which is 50, we do not have a keyframe. So we'll go ahead and add a keyframe after we do our rotation. So hit R, X, rotate it up, and hit enter. Now we can add our new rotation keyframe, and you'll see that this will go yellow. So let's hit I and rotate. Now this shows by turning yellow that for this location we have a keyframe. Now if we put it back to, let's go ahead and save, and we'll put it back to 0, and we'll run our animation. So there we go. Let's put it back to 0. Now we'll work on doing the mouse rect. So we can close the animation tab. We'll open up our attach point tool, and this will be a mouse rect, so we want to click that. You can see a window opens down below, and we know that we are doing the master battery switch, and we know that the real name of it, by looking over here, is switch master battery. So we want to click open. We'll type on switch, hit enter. I don't know if it'll bring up the whole thing. Let's try doing the whole thing. Switch master battery. Oh, and it does. So we can click on switch master battery, and we want to attach it. Shows one attach point added, and now you can see attach point tag yes, mouse rec switch master battery has been added to this object. So that is basically all that it takes to set up the mouse rect with the animation for a switch. So the switch, we're done. Let's hit File and Save. We'll hit the slash on the numeric pad to bring back all the hidden objects. Now let's do the throttle. Click on the part of the throttle you want to animate. Well, let's select all of it so we can hide it like we did the other one. Oops. Oh, come on. Okay, there we go. After you have it all selected, remember you could also do it from the key structure here, or your object tree structure, I mean. But I didn't have it set up yet, so I'm not using that function. So let's go ahead and hit the slash on the keyboard again, on the numeric keyboard, to put it all by itself. We'll do a left orthographical view, or left orthographic view. Okay, so now we're going to animate this object. So let's close our attach point tool. Let's go to FSX animation tool. We will type in, you can type in throttle. And the one we are looking for is lever throttle. This is for if you have 4 different engines. That's the one we want right there. So level throttle. We want to hit the assign key. So now we have animation tag level throttle or lever throttle, a length of 0 through 50. So we need to set a keyframe. As you can see up here, we have no keyframe. This isn't green or yellow. So let's hit, well, actually, I'm sorry, let's not do that. In FSX, you need to have your throttle in a full throttle position to start at. So we need to push that all the way in and then animate it being pulled out, going to minimum throttle. So let's hit G to grab and Y and pull it in. We'll put it to right there. We will then hit I to add a keyframe, and this time it will not be rotation, it will be location. You can see it turns now yellow in the location instead of rotation. We can see our length is 0 through 50, so we will go 25 again, do a halfway for the movement or animation for this object. So we'll go 25. We'll do G for grab, Y for the Y-axis, and pull it halfway. And we will hit I to do a keyframe for location. We will then move it to 50. We'll hit again G and Y. And I again, and location. Put it back to 0 and play. Okay. Put it back to 0. Now let's do our mouse rect. So close the FSX animation tool tab. Open the FSX animation. FSX attach point tool tab. Again, mouse rect, so we can leave that as it is. But this time we want to put in over here level throttle. And enter. Okay, did I spell it right? Lever, not level. There we go. Scroll up and lever throttle. Scroll up and we want to hit attach. One attach point added. Scroll down. Now we have attach point tag yes, mouse rect, lever throttle. So I'm going to hit the slash on the numeric pad to bring everything back. And that is how you do the mouse rects for a button, which does a rotation most of the time, and we did a throttle, which has a location type of animation. So I hope you've learned something from this video. The next video will be on how to animate the tires on an aircraft. I've learned how to do that now. We'll also be doing showing you how to go in and change the animation in the model def file. The video after that, which would be 25, we will be doing custom 3D instrument panel, or instruments themselves. So I'll show you how to do the animation of them and how to write the code for the model def file. So thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.